Alright everyone, welcome back to another video of Teach Your Brain. Today we're going to be making a simple game, and it's called High or Low Game, as you can see in the title. And it basically consists of a card shown on the under the game area, and then you basically have to choose high or low and guess if the next card's going to be higher or low. So basically, yeah, that's basically it. I'm just gonna give you a quick look at what I've done and what we will be making. So basically, you've seen there. Actually, I'll show you again. Basically, if at this, there's gonna be a splash screen. So that's a splash screen with a loading bar that lasts for 3 seconds. Menu pops up. I can go to the new game, high scores, help, exit, and hit the about page. Right, I'll go ahead and show you the game. So if I go to click new game, as you can see there's a user interface. It's very simple, plain, and well, as you can hear, I think you can, yeah, I think you can hear the music background. I'm sorry if you can't hear me, but I'll try my best to talk as loud as possible. So basically here you go and enter your name. My name is Victor, obviously, as you know, and you go ahead and you press start. But before I go ahead, I'm gonna show you. As you can see, this is not activated yet until the user has inputted a name. So obviously there's some user validation going on there. So yep, and then start button, it shows a card. Then I get to choose either high or low, so I'm gonna go ahead and say the next card's gonna be low. Okay, it was a 7 and it's lower. So what's the next card gonna be? Is it gonna be lower or higher? I guess it's lower, and it is lower, it's a 2. Well, and now I'm saying, right, you get the point, don't you? So yeah, I'm not gonna go on about and stuff. And as you can see, that the score, there's a score, simple score, and there's also a menu strip. There you can go new game, high score, main menu, exit. You can change the theme, for example, green, blah blah blah. Yep, you know. And then you can also turn off the sound. Actually, I should have turned off the sound at the start, just so it doesn't bother you. And you can go to how to play and about. I'm just gonna go to high scores, for example. Actually, let me lose here. Right. Okay. So that score just got saved, the one, and I can go to high scores. It displays it, and I can hit the back button, and then we'll go back to the game. But if I was in the main menu, I can hit the high scores, go press the back button, I'll go into the main menu. There's also the help page. It's a simple help page just to let the user know what to do and what the objective is. And I can hit the back button, I can exit, and before I exit, I can I'm gonna show you the about page, which is just a simple, created by Ninja Million. This is my creative company, you know, like just made it up. That's also my Xbox gamer tag, so if you want to add me, you can add me, whatever. I'll see if I'll accept you, but yeah. And then obviously I put the version number, and this is very simple game, really. These buttons are all images, and basically I'll teach you how to make this simple game. You're gonna have to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Windows forms and a class is to store the global variables. And so I'm gonna go ahead and show you how you should start the project, basically. Let me just slide this to my second screen, because I've got a second screen, and I'll just have it there to guide me. So basically, right, you go ahead and go to File, New Project. Okay, it's taking us some time there, right? So I always like to prefix everything. So proj means project. So the project name, and then let's call it YouTube High-Low Game. I'm just gonna call that just for my purpose, just to know what's what and doesn't get confused with the proper one I have. Right, so I have the solution name. I usually like to change that instead of the actual same. Instead of having the actual name the same, just go ahead and go to sol. It says shortcut for solution name, and basically make sure you have Windows Form application selected and Net Framework 4. Oops, pressed that by mistake. Right, so yeah, and set this, it doesn't matter. Right, so you go ahead and press OK. Obviously you have to pick where you want to save it. I picked onto the desktop. So basically, as you can see, there's a Windows Form, and there's going to be one form. I'm just going to go ahead and create all the forms that I need. So I'm just going to go to the project, and then I'm going to right click on it. By the way, this is a solution explorer for people that don't know. It's all the content and all the forms, all the files and stuff like that that's going to be used on the project. So I'm going to right click and go to add Windows Form. Since this is just like, it gives me the chance to change the name, I'm just gonna change that name, and I'm gonna, okay, let's make form 1 the splash screen. Form 2 can be the menu. So also remember to prefix the names, and FRM so means form. So FRM, what is this? Menu. Yep, sorry. Yeah, make sure it's capital. Menu. Right, so add. So there's my other form. I'm just gonna change this by pressing F2. I mean, sorry. FRM. What's this? Splash screen. Yeah, splash screen. Let's call it splash screen. Yeah. Whoops. So yeah, there we go. Would you like to perform the main? Yep, sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and create the other ones as well. Windows Form. What's this one? FRM game. The actual game form. I'm gonna make one for the. Let's see. Oh yeah, whenever you're making these forms, make sure you have the .bb after, or else it won't happen. It'll just crash and stuff. So I'm just gonna call this one. What did I go? Help. Okay, let's see it. Let's call this one help. Add. Bam. Add. Windows Form. Then make sure the BB is there. FRM about. Oh frick! Press the wrong thing. Right. Add Windows Form. What else do I need? I need the high scores page. Yeah. FRM high scores.bv, and you wanna make one more for FRM game over. Oops, game over. So yeah, I should have 7 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yep, 7. And you wanna go ahead and right click again, add, and this time you wanna select class. And this is just a class is basically extra code that can be added onto the project. It doesn't have a user interface, so yeah, they usually use it for storing global variables so that all the forms can use the the variables. Right, so I'm gonna call this GBL for global, and then variables. Then go ahead and add that. So yeah, as you can see, there's no Windows Form that just popped straight into the code section, and that's crap. Right, it doesn't matter. I can close all these, but you want to make sure that whenever you're gonna start, what is it? Right, let's start with the splash screen. you want to rename them, you want to resize them, you want to do everything that needs to be done before you start coding and stuff like that. So I would usually, the text form, it's not necessary for this particular application or game, as you want to call it, because we're gonna be taking the border of the form and then we're just gonna have the actual inside part of the form without the X, the maximize or the minimize. But if you want to give it a name, you can, let's say I'm gonna put this as welcome, and that means that it's not gonna display here because I'm just gonna show you where I can take this off, but it will display if you have like Windows XP or you have Windows 7 with the titles activated, so it's not just a block. You're gonna be able to see this name. So yep, for every form you want to go ahead and do text, change the text property, give it an appropriate name. For example, welcome for this one. I just did it because I don't know what else I can think of. You also want to go ahead and take away the control box. I usually hit the A to Z, so it makes it all alphabetically ordered, and then go to control box and go to false. So that's a control box off. Let me see. Oh, where is it? Form border, right there it is. We're gonna put it to none. That's gonna have no border. But yet again, you can keep it to all these sizable or fixed, single, whatever you want to do. You know. But I like it for this application specifically. I created it without the actual border. But yeah, like I said, you can just leave it with a border. It won't make any difference, you know. It's just you'll see the name and blah blah. But yeah, for this we're just gonna keep it to none. I also set the, where is this? The size of each form to the size that I think is appropriate for like the entire project. But for what I chose as a size is 400 to 450. Obviously you can make this whatever size you want. It's just that this is good. It's good to set an exact number, because then you can set it to all the forms easier, and you can also make a background image on Photoshop, which I'll be doing, but I won't be showing you how to make it on Photoshop. You just have to make it by yourself. You should know how to use Photoshop, simple, or else just leave it blank, just have no background whatsoever. But yeah, just makes it nice and neat. So I'm gonna go ahead and change all the text properties, the size properties, and take away the border, which is, what is it? Which is in, sorry, I keep forgetting what the, yeah, form border style, what the property is. So yeah, set that to none, and for now that's it. So you just want to go ahead and do that. I'm gonna stop this video for now, and then you can go into the next part, which will be part 2, which will be starting to create the actual coding part and stuff like that. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment. If you have any problems, just go ahead and pop the comment down there. And yep, I'll see you in the second part of this tutorial. Yeah, talk to you later, bitches.